Hello everyone, we're live. A little bit of an early stream for once. Not gonna be too long, probably like an hour or two. But I figured I'd want to get some game development done today, and why not stream it? Am I right? So, yeah, do a daytime stream today. Haven't done one of those in a while. Had to change the background noise too, because I'm so used to having the crickets in the background, but it's not nighttime right now. So, let's just get at it. Let's just get cracking. So last time I was working with the buddy movement, and if we press play right now, you're going to find that the buddy is kind of stuttering around. And I've thought about it a little bit, how I want to handle this. And what I've kind of concluded is I think we're going to do step distance, but have the distance. Yeah, you see how it's like snapping? We're going to have the buddy step towards the player or towards their target, but we're going to also add a sinusoidal coefficient, not coefficient, we're not multiplying it. We're going to add a sine term to it so that there can be some variability. So we're just going to go to player. I'm going to find the buddy one. Yeah, I'm going to do this one. And where's our buddy update? Let's try to activate chip. There we go, buddy update. So yeah, instead of doing this lerping thing, we're gonna change it with like a step. There's kind of two ways we can do it. We can do like an actual we can use like the transform step function, which I believe is a thing. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. Or maybe it's a static thing. Or we can just calculate it ourselves, which I think we'll just do. Hey, what's going on, Saura? Welcome to the chat, glad to have you here. So instead of doing distance, I think what we're going to do is we're going to calculate. I'm going to keep these parentheses. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Final minus initial. Also, it should be towards target. Transform point. Yeah, this is vector 3. So I should be able to just do this. Alright. It's going to be a vector 3 as well. Call it direction. And then normalize it as well. Works for me. Let's go on Shy Srijand. I'm interested in coding. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Coding's a fun endeavor. I enjoy it a lot. From where are you, boss? I am from somewhere in America. How about you guys? Where are you guys from? Yeah, coding's fun. I enjoy it. So we have direction. Okay, cool. And it's a normalized direction as well. And now we can do a vector 3 step. It's going to be equal to direction times. We're going to do speed. And I don't want to do just speed. I want to do the absolute speed of the player. Or we can just get the rigid body, honestly, and get the velocity from that. Yep. Why is this not happy? Because they're multiplying vector 3 by... Yeah. I want to do magnitude. There we go. Plus mathf.sine. We're going to do a little offsetting thing going on here. And we'll deal with the amplitude later. For right now, I'm just going to use our elapsed times in seconds times. In fact, this should actually be just together. These terms should be grouped together. Cool. And then we just need to figure out like amplitude and speed, right? I could use the same coefficient, or not coefficient, yeah, same coefficients we have here for rotation speed. I could do that. Make a new one, so there'd be a little bit of a subtle difference. Might want to have this be a little bit more. Speed. As for the I'm not sure what to call this term, but like how much the player can, or the buddy can like lag behind or catch up. How much give we're gonna provide to them in like world space. Maybe like 3. I'm gonna catch up in chat real quick. You're from India? Oh wow. What time is it over there actually? Out of curiosity. What's going on, Draco? Yeah, morning stream. No one expects the morning stream, Draco. No one expects the morning stream. No one does. Kind of doesn't make sense because I think most people watch this stream to kind of relax and go to sleep or something. So I'm not sure if people are going to be watching this to start the day, you know? Someone with coffee in their hands and, you know, oh boy, I can't wait to start the day. Let me put on some keyboard ASMR so I can go to sleep. Alright, we're going to do this. And what are we going to do? Use the same term here. The difference is that we're going to do plus step. Or actually, I could just, yeah, do that. And that's going to be fine. And then we don't have to worry about this. Okay, cool. So now we have our character stepping. Big stepping. I guess another question is going to be... Oh, no, elapsed time should be subject to time stop as well, so we should be good there. Yo, what's going on? It's a night here, but I'm having coffee, by the way. Okay, that's a wild combo. Rethop. I'm having coffee right now, but it's morning, so. How do you type so fast without looking at your keyboard? I mean, you just practice. I use something called Monkey Type or Keyber, and you just do this until you get comfortable with where each key is on your keyboard, and you can just rip because you're not thinking about what key is where. You just know it. You've ingrained it into your muscle memory. I'm not even that great, but just grinding a little bit of this and getting up to I don't know, 60 words per minute or something makes a big difference in your confidence and your speed. Yeah, not that great, but still makes a big difference. And it's nice too because your F and J key have little bumps on them, so you can figure out where it is, and then if you know where that key is, you know where all the other keys are relative to it. It's very helpful. Okay, let's test this out. Let's see if this works. Do you think where the code goes in memory, stack, flash? I mean, usually you're just thinking about stack versus heap. That's the thing. Ooh, that step is not good. That is a real thing I think about. Memory is very important, and knowing when and how you deal with that stuff can have significant implications in how well your application performs. There's times where I have to do optimizations that require that you be aware of those things. So it's not only about like where in memory you're allocating stuff, but also like how things are grouped together in memory so that it can be very cache friendly. And make it easy for like loading and strides. What am I doing? Right, we're doing, I guess, offset speed. Offset is too large, I'm guessing. Maybe like this much of a give. Or maybe have offset be scaled. I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of, it's important to know about that stuff. You know, stack versus heap versus like static memory. You know, being aware of like cache and stuff like that. Cache coherency and things like that. I don't know why this is being weird. The buddy's like kind of following, but also not. It's like there's multiple of them even though there's only one. Okay, so maybe my step implementation's wrong at some level. Oh, you know what? The Z component is probably being added as well, and I don't want that. Yeah, I want to do squash Z axis. That's what I'd want to do. Offset. As for this, velocity. We're using velocity for movement. We're not manually calculating that anymore, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Just do it all in assemblies. Do not activate my intrusive thoughts. I'm thinking about going to a game jam pretty soon, but I'm like, I'm debating using my own like engine. But maybe I should go even more extreme and just write the entire game during that game jam in assembly. Because I got curious. I'm sorry for poor English. My English is like, nah, dude. You're good, dude. You're good. Your English is not bad at all, man. But yeah, it's important to know about memory. We can talk about it if you guys don't know or want to know a little bit more about that. Where is it? Okay, right. We were dealing with a buddy update, which is up here, I believe. Yeah. So something's going wrong. We squashed the z-axis, so hopefully that fixes some things. Our offset this should be scaling. Oh, you know what? No, I should make this a coefficient and not just a term. Sine component. Sine is going to be from -1 to 1. I want to change that to instead be like a 0.8 to 0.2 range. So I need to do some changes to this first before we multiply it by our offset. So sine is from -1 to 1. I'm going to add 1, and now it should be from from 0 to +2. And then we also need to scale this down by, whatever our scale factor is. So if you want to have an offset of let's say amplitude of 20%, I guess we just multiply that there. I guess that's just how that's going to shake out. If I'm not mistaken. So let's get rid of this. Everything just becomes a coefficient. And right, the best way to do that multiplication is that way. And now I'm just left here thinking if this is what I want it to do. Don't need this, don't need that. Honestly, don't need most of that. I think the only thing I want to be 100% sure about is this order of operations, which we did need that. Alright, so sines from going from -1 to 1 tends to be 0 to 2. Multiplied by this is going to change it to whatever our range is. So in this case, it'd be 0.6 to 0.4, 2.4, or no, 1.4. Which I think should be fine. Alright, let's see if that works. And that way, it's not gonna, this term won't be the largest factor, even at low speeds. Okay, let's try that out. Love you, bro. Thank you, Arjian. Or Arcelin. I appreciate it, man. I've been messing around with this Arch64 assembly lately. Really, Snot? How's that been treating you? I briefly looked at assembly. That's not bad. That's almost slightly better, but not that much better. Re-import. Yeah, I'm making a game. There's no name for it yet. I don't know what I'm going to call it. No idea. Okay, we don't see the dude at all. So when they're very close to the player, they're overshooting it. That's what's going on. So I guess I do need a distance coefficient, because irrespective of velocity, if this entity is close to the player, we also want it to go down. So okay, why not do that? Or do we do direction? Delta, just going to be this term. Actually, I'll just keep it like that. No, I like this actually. And so make this so that as distance gets smaller, so does this term. Okay. We'll scale it to within a single meter, I guess. Maybe larger than that, I don't know. So you have this term, and delta dot magnitude. I'm sorry, what? Oh, just wasn't detecting that. Or no, I'm going to clamp it. I keep thinking I'm in shader land where I can just type clamp. And yes, fix the order of multiplication. I still want to have this separated like this so I can actually make sense of these terms. Stop. Stop, dude. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see how that works. That clock ain't right. That clock is right. At least mostly. You can't expect flip clocks to be accurate, but it's mostly right. And Scratcher and compiler code is XD. What was going on? You're right though, for the jam I should just, whoopsie, stop. For the jam, I should just write my own language, my own compiler. Dude, I've been thinking about it, like, low key, I've been thinking about maybe, it's probably, it's I don't know, I'm just thinking about, I like C, but there's a lot of decisions about how C compiles that's informed by the restrictions of the time, like the computers and space, and there's a reason things are broken up into different stages and whatnot, and it's add like a bunch of complexity. But like other modern languages have like dependency management very easy, you know, like if you work with Rust or whatever, like you're not dealing with like linker stuff. You don't have to do header files for every source file you write. Like you don't have to worry about that boundary whatsoever. So like a personal want I have is like I just want to have C, but without the need of all these other things. So I almost just want a new compiler for C. Maybe it doesn't preserve everything about the language specification of C, but sticks very closely to C and it just whatchamacallit, just does that stuff, you know? No need to worry about headers, no need to worry about linkage and any of that stuff. Rust, yeah, no, I don't personally like Rust, but what I mean is like specifically like cargo and building and stuff like that. Like Rust, the language itself, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about how easy it is to build, or if you want to use like Zig or something, or like, you know, something simple. Like I don't have to worry about how things are going to be baked into like compilation units or anything like that. I just want, you know, I don't have to worry about like circular dependencies and whatnot, or making sure I have the right if defs and stuff, just so that things can be linked correctly. No, I don't want a new language. I just want a new compiler for C. Or I guess it would produce a slightly new language. But yeah, dude. So I'm thinking about that. I'm like, how would you go about doing that? And like, I don't want to actually write a compiler. So maybe I could write like a transpiler or something that handles that, so I can like write C code the way I want to, and then have it transpile it into like a code base or a compilation unit for that it's formatted correctly, and then chuck that into GCC. But yeah, it's a thought. Because I'm already doing C in a very non-standard way, in a very weird way, to avoid a lot of that stuff. But there's still restrictions, and I almost rather write like a variant. There's still things being weird here. Velocity's being weird. This sine component is being weird. The overstepping issue is still being weird. Magnitude is the distance, right? So only when the distance gets below a certain threshold. So what if I just divided by like 10? But yeah, I'm thinking about maybe just doing a project like that. I'm not trying to make a language, not trying to... I'm not going to even release it. It might be just a personal tool for myself, just to be like, hey, dude, I'm committed to being kind of weird, but I'm going to make specific tooling just to make my own personal development more enjoyable. Hey, that's kind of better. I'm not seeing the variations I was hoping for, though. It's like stuck. Our cat dude is like kind of stuck on us. I saw a meme recently, it said C isn't hard, the other languages just cheat. I mean, C isn't hard, right? Like, it kind of isn't. Okay. So as this number gets bigger, you start seeing more of that popping happening. But... like, I think C is so handicapped by just the era that it was made in. And by extension, like C++ as well, because, you know, it's inherited a lot of that, those same limitations. Yeah, we're now having the skipping issue. We've arrived at the same skipping issue. So distance is 10. Is 1. Distance is like 5. It'll be like half the speed, and okay, there's like that ramp up that's happening. Yeah. Should I do the sine coefficient like for this inner term maybe instead of doing it the outer term? Also, it feels like this is fast for some reason. It shouldn't be. Like, this was reasonable and not crazy. For math of sine and cosine. So I'm not sure why this is any more extreme. What will happen if you crash? What do you mean if you crash? Like if you get a seg fault in C? You just get a seg fault in C and you just debug it. You use some GDB, you walk through it. If that doesn't give you any information, then you add your own little breakpoints. and trace through the code to where it happens, and then you just make your judgment about what the issue is. I mean, we've done C stuff on stream before. You got you've seen me debug some gnarly stuff. I think I'd maybe like do some I don't know, I need to work on a cozy utilities for C as well. Because a lot of the like if you look at Linux, they have their own implementation for a lot of C standard functions and stuff, because like a lot of bugs arise from just either inconsistency or ambiguity in terms of the intention of the functions and how they deal with, like, a lot of times like strings, right? But other things like that which can result in like a bunch of bugs and vulnerabilities. If your playable character crashes into an object, oh, the character, they just get damaged. That's it. They just get hurt. I'm not crazy. I am not crazy. We slowed this down. We're using rigid body velocity as like magnitude as the step speed, which I think is perfectly reasonable here. And then we use this direction vector for that. And this is a world space thing as well. Like, inverse transform or transform point is transforming from local space to world space. Yep, that's our world space target. So this is where we're aiming for in the world versus where we're starting from, which is the buddy initial sprite. We get the delta between them. We get the delta squash the z, because we don't want to have any translation on the z-axis. We normalize it so it's all within 0 to 1 range. We do our sine component, where we're basically use lapse time, oscillation speed, change its reference to be centered on 1, make the offset, change the amplitude of it. Okay, and then we do direction times the magnitude of the velocity of the rigid body for the player. I'm assuming that's the player. There's only one rigid body. The only other thing we can maybe do is like there's speed 0, 1. Oh, we have a variable called total speed. Maybe I could try factoring that in instead. But I think they should be essentially kind of the same. Okay, cool. Let's just give that a try. A morning stream? I know, Kate, it's crazy. It's morning. I'm awake. We're coding. C on Windows sucks. Yeah, it does. It's not. That's why I use like GCC on Windows when I have to do it. Yeah, when I have to do C on Windows, I use GCC. Like especially when I'm compiling DLLs, because it turns out if you use Windows toolchain for like compiling DLLs, there's actually some dumb restrictions in it that like compiling with GCC doesn't. I think it's like the ELF format or something. Hey, that's not bad. You know, that's not bad. Yeah, the dude's like oscillating a little bit. Let's try to make it more exaggerated. Let's do an offset of like let's do 0.8. But yeah, there's like a whole thing where like when you compile like a DL and with like Windows tool chain, you can't do like explicit. What was it? Like you can't stack allocate a variable length array. But in GCC you can do that. Jeez. What is going? He's phasing into. Like if you want to have a. It's crazy. Like if you write a DLL that has a function that takes in a function that's like I don't know. That takes in an integer, right? And you want to make an array of that integer on the stack. The Windows won't let you. You have to heap allocate it, and then like do whatever you want to do, right? But if you do it with GCC, like you can just take in that integer, stack allocate the array of that size, and just use it. And it's like, dog, why? I mean, apparently, so there's Lily in the Discord posted a really good breakdown as to why that is, and it's something specific about the format that's generated between them. But yeah, it's a whole thing. I generally hate developing for Windows so much. Yeah, same. So many edge cases. Yep. You can't do a basic function. No, you don't understand. You can't do a basic function of your CPU because, well, you can't. Yeah, exactly. It's not a, hey, this is an informed reason. It's like, no, this is a decision the council made, and you're just not going to be able to do it. And that's just, that's life. That's just how life's going to be for you. Go kick rocks. Yeah, dude. I'm so sad I have to do work in Windows and deal with that stuff. I mean, there's some okay stuff there, At least Windows has a bunch of DLLs for dealing with certain stuff. That's relatively painless, and the documentation isn't that terrible. But yeah, it's not great. So making this offset, it's phasing crazy fast. I don't understand it. Why we're getting that crazy oscillation. It's so odd. Okay, you know what I could do is I could have instead of doing this whole function where we're accumulating to the player or buddy transform, we can modify target so that not only is there an oscillating XY target, we can also have an X offset that's sinusoidal instead. That might be the easiest thing to do, honestly. I mean, it's still going to be the character's pinned. Yeah, I don't know. Also into GameDev, my question is, when did you start making games and learning about it? I started doing 15-ish years ago when I was in middle school or something. You can't. Closed source compilation libraries are so silly to me. It makes sense for companies, I guess. I don't know. That just means there's a bunch of closed source means that you can't audit the software you're using, or no one else can. And if there's vulnerabilities, there's less avenues for either becoming aware of it and addressing it. I don't know. It's all terrible though. Because open source also there's issues with that as well. I mean, it's great that you can audit it if you want to, and issues become very publicly aware pretty quickly, and you can address it ASAP. But it just means that there's also a larger possibility for like malicious code to be introduced. But like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Morning stream, yeah, Adam. Morning stream. Glad to have you here, man. Yeah, I'm thinking if I want to do the target thing. I think maybe I'll do like a Y offset. I don't know. It's security through obscurity on Windows. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. 100% it. But that's why I'm kind of happy seeing like European countries adopt more open source software for like their operating systems as well as like, you know, office suites and whatnot. I want to see how that turns out. Hopefully we start taking a cue in the West. No, that doesn't work anymore. This anymore, yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, decompilation with AI is like super easy because like you can use a tool like Ghidra to like get a C++ project, and then you can use AI to help document like what each anonymous function is doing and stuff. And it's like decent at doing that. Yeah, I'm thinking through this. If I want to do that, this pinning of like, because it means, or I can have this still happen on the Y and just have the X be like a fixed. I don't know. I like the idea of the buddy dynamically like trailing behind you and stuff. It's just I'm not getting the behavior I'm looking for. I'm gonna get rid of this term. Maybe add something arbitrary like 0.8 or something of the distance, so it's like constantly perpetually trailing behind, but because of the sign component it catches up sometimes too. That was on a bone circuit. In the 90s there was back orifice. Security through obscurity was really nonsense. In the 90s there's a back. What's back orifice? Like a back door or something? It was really nonsense. Yeah, it's not. I'm going back to the rigid body. Rigid body. Okay. It is, but realistically most people couldn't do it. Was a toolset to complete own any Windows box, pointing out all the MS flaws in the day. Oh wow. With the character on pause? Is the pet with the character on pause? No, I'm working on that, Adam. We're getting the character, the pet moving. Download a program and then click buttons. Could not be any easier. That's wild, dude. That is gnarly. Yeah, the buddy is like seizing like crazy. Why is it produced? Like, it's so... Like, that's so weird. Like the only thing I can think of is like the offshoot. Oh, you know what? I forget something as well. We should probably do times. That's kind of important in this function, isn't it? That's gnarly though, man. Yeah, no, Windows development is just it sucks. It's kind of sucky because like everything's kind of catered towards development, Windows development, right? Like think about Linux. You know, all these programs, like it's cool that you can get them working by using Proton, right? So, you know, essentially if you make a Windows build, you can run that Windows build anywhere. Where is the dude? And that's cool, right? But that also means that there's like kind of friction the other way. Like if you write like if you make a Linux build, like I don't think Windows has the same tool set to force Linux programs to work on there. I don't know, I haven't checked honestly, but that's my assumption. So in a weird way, like it's almost like how like it's almost how like JavaScript is like the main language for applications everywhere, because it was like adopted by web, and then like people wanted to have web work everywhere, so you started having Electron apps and whatnot, and now JavaScript is everywhere, not because it's like the best, but it's just like become the de facto like standard or lingua franca. So it's like so odd. There is? Okay, let me check that out. Windows compatibility tool. I wonder how, cause like Proton is bundled with Steam everywhere. It's like super easy and accessible. No, I'm not looking for the Windows subsystem. I have to check. But yeah, my concern is like it's just not at the same level, right? Like even friends, they're joking like, "Oh, dude, just test if your Windows build works by just using Proton, right?" Alright, anyways. Okay, hopefully this does something better. Enough is Mac OS. Interesting. I haven't really used Mac. But I wouldn't doubt it. Isn't like Mac like a Unix based system? I wonder how FreeBSD is or OpenBSD or whatnot. Okay, where's our buddy? Where are you? We have the character here. Where's our pal? Where are you? You're all the way up there. Why? Yeah, why are you up there, dude? Let's change that. Let's not. No, the buddy should be actually... It should be next to the player, right? Why are you guys up there? What? Okay, let's actually correct these guys' position to be correct. so that there's not a gnarly offset. And you know what? We also have to change it so on player on a reset. Not only do we do this, but that we also do that for the buddy as well. Is less convenient for desktop use. Understandable. That's fine. We don't need desktop use. we don't need desktop use. We can just live in terminal, dude. I mean, what, we have like a terminal application that lets us render, you know, colored images and whatnot onto the terminal. We could just do whatever with that. We can have video playback happen through there. We can render the web through that. It will be wonderful. You would never have to leave the terminal again, dude. I'll draw paint on there. I'll do a paint application. It will be beautiful. You don't even understand. You don't even understand. Oh, whoopsie, I did the... They're still being weird. It's like... Oh, now he's like, he's gone. Okay, I probably have to have the timed coefficient be a little bit faster than that. Is he gonna catch up? Does he catch up to us? Does he catch up? Is our buddy gonna catch up? Or nah? I don't see him coming back. I think he's just stuck back there. He was with us for a second and then he left. Okay. More adjustments are needed. That's alright. So where is it? Where are you? Here we go. So yeah, we're gonna probably have this not be so extreme and this happen more frequently, I think. Let's give that a try. Let's see what happens. Duh, man. I need to record some like tutorial stuff or more conceptual explanation stuff. He's already lost him. He's gone. Buddy, return to us. Dude, how far back are you? Okay, let's just see where he is. So, players are here. And our pal is all the way over there. Okay. So maybe the offset's a little too large. Oh, you know what? The order of operations might be wrong, actually. Or is it? Yeah, I think I might want to actually have the calculation of this happen first and then do the offset. Yeah. That's probably what I want to have happen actually instead. Which might explain some weird stuff that was happening. Yeah, because it's a sine function, so like in total the accumulated velocity should like even out. Like the time slower than player should be equal to the time faster than player. Oh, I guess maybe that's not guaranteed because the velocity for player is also variable. Okay, so he slows down there. Can he catch up? So I guess I want to have that guarantee, and then he catches up. So I guess I want to have that guarantee. I shouldn't use the player velocity, but instead give this guy like some, or maybe just do a minimum. Do we have max speed? Yeah, this is the stuff read in from the config. Okay, cool. But how's it calculated? Because I don't think that's like the speed value, but not the actual calculated speed, if I'm not mistaken. Speed times speed coefficient. Okay, that's the maximum. So in theory, I want to do this, and it actually accounts for when we do the speed up as well. I also want to have, I think I want to reintroduce this term to prevent like that crazy overstepping thing. Because if the player is going slower than its maximum, which is very reasonable, and the buddy catches up, they're going to do that weird oscillation thing back and forth. So maybe we should have this as well to prevent that, so that within a certain threshold, like the buddy just slows down. Has a Linux translation layer. Yeah, that is a thing. There's a YouTuber I saw who like tried using BSD for like a month or something, and he found out a way to like get all his applications working on there. I mean, he got Steam working on there, so that's all you really need, right? Am I right, gamers? Okay, so we lost the buddy. Does he catch up though? That's the real question. That's the important question. Does he catch up? Oh, actually, you know what? I think the term is too large. I think I need to do, oh, he's catching up. Yeah, I think 10. This 10 meters is too much. Let's do like within, I don't know, 1.5 meters. Daytime now in India is night, like it's night like 10 p.m. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Dude, today, what's special to do in daytime, like a leave from office? I mean, it's nice to do some work during the day. I don't get to do it very often. I just happened to wake up early today to be able to indulge in a little bit of development, a little bit of programming. Okay, he falls away like crazy. Yeah, I probably don't want to have that happen. Hey, but he catches up. Yeah, buddy. And then he goes, he's like, I'm here for a second, and then I'm gone. And then I'm here for a second, and then I'm gone. We're gonna make this more frequent. The offset, I think we're gonna do like even smaller. Like maybe do like a 10, yeah, half of that, I guess. A 20% difference in speed, which in actuality is like a 40% difference because it's like -20 and +20, right? Yeah, the pet is hanging on for his life. You can't blame him though. Like you're asking a little cat in an ice cream cone to match the speed of like I don't know, a jet engine, essentially. Not really. This is emitting fire. I've never seen like a commercial airliner have fire come out. You only really see that with like afterburners and whatnot. With like what, low bypass jets. Right, that's a thing. Yeah, look at that. I mean, look at him. He's like catching up, and he's off screen, and he catches up again, and he just the funny thing is, it looks like we're burning him. like he's getting gassed. Okay, we should probably like have our buddy be a little bit higher in the z-axis. First of all, you probably want to have that so he's not like being burned alive. That might be a little important. Yeah, a little bit higher there, buddy. And maybe, yeah, a little bit less than that. And you know what? Maybe have an offset in the X as well for the target position, like plus, I don't know, 0.5, so the cat can like appear in front of the character or the player on occasion. You kind of like that he goes off screen? I kind of like it too. I don't know, maybe you can like impose multiple signs on this, so there's like a regular cycle where he kind of has a little bit of slack, but then periodically he just goes ooh and then comes back in. Oh man, it gives a little life to the buddy, right? I could be implementing, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now he feels like he has some. I think I want to add some randomness to it. He's still quite jittery. No, he's getting burnt. But I think this feels better. Let's retry. What if after the bike gets consecutive number of coins, the bike goes a bit faster? Maybe actually. Like maybe after a streak, there's like a boost. Not a bad idea. Maybe I'll try implementing that. We also need to figure out a visual for the boost or for the stacks, the coin stacks. Yeah, we haven't figured that out yet. He's just... I just can't get over it. Like, the dude is getting burned. Yeah, I want to try getting rid of that jitter. I don't know what's going on. Like, all the steps are just jittery. Yeah, I don't know what to deal with that. Oh. What's a step in the right direction? Bro, like really silent. Yeah, well, I have sound turned off right now. Motivational life. I have the sound turned off right now. Okay, I might revisit this later. Let me try implementing the main menu selection stuff. Let's also save this scene. Garage. There we go. Yeah, because I want to be able to select buddies, and I haven't. That's not something that I've added yet. And it needs to be added. I have some basic stuff going on here, but it's not quite there. Not quite there. Also, we need to modify. You don't look like that anymore. You're a cat. You're a cat dude now. Sorry to inform you, but that's just what and who you are. So, probably need to modify that. Let's go change that sprite. Yeah, you don't look like this anymore. You look like... If I can find it. If I can find it. Here we go. Nope. Just had it. You look like this now. So I'm just gonna yoink this face. I can't help but think of like the Half-Life head crab. Like, that's just what I see. Am I the only one who sees that? Yoink. Put you here. What's going on in the Discord? What's going on here? My puns. Cow. That's some goofy memes. He's being transferred. Who's being transformed? Oh, the dude, yeah, little cat dude. He's also no longer bald. He has a head rest thing. If I can yoink it, get the right color in here. He's no longer bald. Bald. I don't know if he like if he's sleeping, if he wants to have the cone as a hat or like Maybe he should be keep sleeping in the cone like this. Also, how do I indicate that he's sleeping? Like more asleep than he is in the game right now. I was gonna do this. But he stops looking like a cat though, that's the thing. What a predicament. What a predicament I find myself in. Such problems. Okay. Oh well. And then we need to do that, dude. But let's figure this out. So, I think we're gonna have a. I've been trying to do like a in-world UI, right? Like diegetic UI design, so that like all the stuff you interact with is not just like abstract things, but rather things in the world. I'm not sure how we're gonna deal with the buddy selection. Like the garage makes sense. You're on a website essentially and modifying stuff there. The high scores, it's just a whiteboard, right? The buddies, you're like selecting them like this, but I want to have a UI for like, I guess this is maybe the one place where we just have some imaginary just pop up here, like in the world, like a canvas. And just say, yeah, we gave up. Or we can use like the flip phone idea that we talked about, where like maybe go here and then I don't know. And the flip phone's gonna be used for the UI and the other screen. I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess maybe I can force something onto there. So flip phone, and then I guess you just tap on it to. So we have to do a few things. You have to like, because your buddies, not only can you select them here, you can also upgrade them. That's like the two main things. So like, go to the buddy view. Yeah, so you have to have a button for like selecting them and then upgrading them. And then we probably want to add some information like their name and stuff. Also an indicator for like which one's been equipped and which one, you know, isn't equipped. Also the other trepidation for like the phone flip thing is that the phone would take up all this space, so it might remove real estate for other buddies to live here. I think we're gonna do like 4 buddies, 1 per level. So every level you complete, you get a buddy. I feel so silent, bro. Oh, you're talking about the background, like the forest? Yeah, I have this forest sound, but the fire sound has like crickets and stuff like that, so it feels a little too. It feels like nighttime when it's not nighttime. I don't know. I'm thinking. I also want to do the advertisement thing. I think that's kind of funny. Do you guys think I'm going to get sued by like old internet web companies for playing their ads in game? Alright, let's actually make this animated as well. I'm gonna move the eyes a little bit down so it feels a little bit more like he's asleep. And I think we're gonna animate this. I could do like particles in the game, but I think I'll just do a sprite animation. Okay, maybe a little something here. Oh, let me also turn off the stream, the playback. No, someone told me rain sounds like a frying pan. I can't listen to rain effects for the same anymore. Yeah, yep. Yep. It's terrible when you're cursed with knowledge. That's just how it is, right? Okay, we're gonna have this extend this way. Kind of looks like an eye when we do that. We gotta move. Yeah, we're gonna do an unnecessarily detailed animation for this. And maybe have it pop. Okay, now, nice. Make it seem more extreme. Don't need anything here in the middle. And maybe 1 pixel up too. And maybe we'll have like the we're gonna have them be static, or do you want to have like some subtle motion? Yeah. Okay, sprite sheet. This is 8, so I think we'll do a 3x3 matrix and it should be fine. 3. Ice cream, sleep. Yes. And now we have to make a sprite binder for him. Oh, the game is still running. Let's fix that. Yeah. I think Amazon's going to want those 3 cents. I think they're going to be very hungry for that. I wouldn't put past Megacorp from trying to squeeze me of the 3 pennies of profit I make from the game. Okay. Sleep goes there. It's a cell count of 3x3. Frame count is going to be 8. Speed is going to be whatever it is. Okay, cool. I really need to get just like a sprite support at some point. I have to stop being a lazy butt and just learn read the documentation for Sprite's file format. I'm gonna have to learn 2 file formats. I have to learn Blenders and I need to learn Sprites for peak development workflow. Pixel Shakedown, that's why they upload them. Nani? What? Yeah, for this we're just gonna do I think we're just gonna do a world space canvas. Create empty canvas. I think that's right? Close enough. Okay, UI canvas. Better to keep scripts that make final result. Yeah, Blender's file format is wild because they actually serialize like the pointers and everything and the bits. Like that's why the Blender form like header specifies like the address size and endianness and whatnot, because they have like this whole. It's gnarly, man. Yeah, it's like I've seen other things of like having different mechanisms of serializing references to objects, but I think that's the first time I've seen like direct address serialization. But I guess like if you read everything from memory, then you can just treat like the application can just treat the pointers as they did before. And just read the binary the way it was. Like you just have a pointer to the loaded data and just cast it as like a struct and you'll be able to just do the thing. It's just gnarly. Oh, dude. A lot. Geometry nodes work in 3 and 4, doesn't work in 5. Yeah, it's gnarly how Blender does stuff. It's insane. But like for the purpose, my purpose is I kind of want to be able to, because I want to have Blender integrated into like my engine thing. Like I almost want to co-opt Blender into, it's either that or I write my own 3D editor, which maybe that's actually, I don't know if I want to do that. Like I want to have a scene inspector, but I also want to be able to modify geometry and modify UVs and all that kind of stuff in tandem to like laying out the level. So for me, it feels like the best way is just, hey, have your level formats be defined by blend files. and have that like tightly coupled so that you can do all this stuff in Blender and have it sync across into your game. it's gnarly, it's weird, but I kind of prefer that because it's like if you use the output file format from Blender, it's like it's annoying because now there's like this intermediary step. Whereas like I just want to be able to just save just a blend file and that's it, and have that change propagated. You know, because then I can co-opt other Blender features and then pipe that in as well. Oh yeah, that's 100% what's going to happen, Bone Circuit. I'm going to lock it. Yeah, I'm not going to try to support everything. It's going to be very much a pinned version of Blender for what I'm planning to do. Thoughts on Unreal Engine? I don't personally like it. It's not for me. But I'm not going to yuck someone else's yum, right? Might be the container. Okay, what am I doing? Right. We just created a canvas. Okay, whatever. This created a whole new thing. A child object canvas. So we have canvas. Yo, dog, I heard you like canvases, so I put canvas in your canvas. Alright, you're going to be a world space. UI, thank you very much. Event camera, you're going to be using main camera. And we're going to create some UI buttons. Text mesh, why not? And we probably have to have like a star system. So I'll probably add like but yeah, I think like Unreal is not I think for most people they don't need it. And because of like the way they structure their rendering, you can't like you're stuck with this kind of blurry mess from like temporal AA, which just kind of sucks. So if you want like clear definition, you either like use AA or you just deal with aliasing, or like you don't. You just compromise on it. It just sucks. Yeah, I was like playing Psychonauts 2, and I was like night and day between the like toggling between those two. Yeah, because like for like deferred rendering, like the trade-off you're doing with that is like, all right, I want to have like a crap ton of lights within a scene, and that's why we're paying the price of doing things that way. But like, you know, a lot of games don't actually have enough light sources that warrant it. So like you're getting this, you're paying this cost for something you're actually even using anyways. And it just creates this added layer of like complexity, and it makes certain things unfeasible then, or impossible then too, which sucks. It's like, yeah, it's why like a lot of Unreal, like most Unreal games have like this blurry kind of feel to them. And then, you know, of course, like build sizes are bloated as well because there's so much other stuff that you don't need. Okay, what was I doing? I was doing something. We have this all the way over there, I guess. Why are you over there? I don't know. Where's the canvas? Where is... No, come back here. Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking. Probably do like 500 by 500 UI. Don't need anything special there. And then I'm gonna rotate you around. Probably scale you down a little bit so you fit within right there. Yeah, that's exactly it too. Bone circuit. Crazy huge builds. From Godot is like 9.9 megs in Unreal, but 9.9 megs in this splash screen. Yeah, there's like a... Let me actually find it on this machine. Because I did a comparison between... So I did a comparison of like... So I had this engine that has like level editor, right? It has a Vim style level editor. It has like, you know, you can actually play it, so there's actual logic for it. So I took, and that's just written in like C++, right? And then I made a build in Unity, no editor or anything. I just put like the character, the sprites, and like just the logic for moving the character around. And like the difference was insane. I have it recorded somewhere here. Let me find it. Did I have it here or did I save it somewhere else? Let me check my Discord 1 second. I have the photos here because it blew me away. I was like, that's ridiculous. The comparison in size and everything, like that's... One sec. It was a while ago. 1 second, I'm going back up. 1 second. Man, that was a while ago, I guess. Yeah, I was during Messy Mansion stuff. Okay, I think I found it. So I compared not only the build sizes, but also like how much memory it takes up on application run and everything, as well as the cache hit rates and cache miss rates. Yeah, here we go. So like, okay. I got it right here. Let me copy and paste it to like the server. 1 second. So I guess I'll put it in off topic or something, or maybe ideas. Alright, I think I have it here. Where is the live chat? Okay, here we go. So I think, yeah, here. So like, this is, what is it? So I think this is my engine. Keep in mind it has an editor, it has like all these other assets and stuff like that too to like facilitate just that. And it takes up like 16.9 megabytes, like 12% of the CPU. Disk write total is like 4.1 kilobytes. And then This is the Unity one, I think. And yeah. So it's like taking 77 megabytes, 24.6 kilobyte disk write total. Disk write read total is 32.8. Yeah. So yeah, and it's also taking 44% of the CPU versus like my 12%. So yeah, it's kind of gnarly. And keep in mind, like, this only has like a few sprites, like just the player animation and like the tiles, versus like this, which has not only all that but also a bunch of other stuff, because it's like the assets for the editor and whatnot, and additional assets that are, you know, that are used in testing. So even with that, like, this still is smaller in all components. And then yeah, here's like the L1 cache miss stuff. Yeah, 6.58% for this. It's fun stuff. But yeah, it was pretty eye-opening. I'm using an Ergodox keyboard. Of course, Bones Ergo, you have a go, man. That's the game size, right? Yeah, that was like, well, at least one of them was the game size, and the other one was like how much memory was taken on runtime. Okay, where are I? Yeah, I need to revive that at some point. We'll get there eventually. Right. So we have the UI here. Maybe I'll just throw it into like world right there. These dependencies. It's like it's either just dependencies or it's largely other stuff in the engine, like features that people are not using. Like, there's a lot of features in Unity. Even in Unity, there's a lot of stuff baked into there that just, you know, isn't used by people, but just exists in case like it's used anywhere during application. It's just kind of how it is. Why is this canvas like upside down? It's like, why are you upside down? It's not like just flip backwards. It's straight up, just upside down. It's like there's negative scaling. That's why. There we go. Yeah, I was like, well, that's only possible if there's a flip within scale. Okay. Cool. And then buddy view. Let's actually pass in this UI element instead. There we go. I don't trust that's right. Okay, there we go. Now it should be right. And we have the ice cream dude here. Yeah, I still have to design a few of them, but for right now this will be fine. Actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we set the sprite to selected sprite. I'm not sure if we're going to have a selected sprite. Maybe I just have like a indicator. I don't want to make a bunch of assets. So maybe I'll have like maybe it'll be one. Yeah, maybe we'll have one and recycle them across. I don't know. Yeah, it's super nuts what was able to be done in floppy disks. It's insane. If you look at also like the PC Engine stuff, there's a lot of crazy games on that. Did you attend any education? I'm in school and just wondering. Yeah, I did. Nah, you're good, Adian. It's all good, man. But yeah, did some education. It helps. Different factors. But yeah, it's not everything. It's so beautiful for its time, and now, yeah, it is. It is. I see the stuff that's done in there. It's pretty sick, dude. It's pretty sick. Makes you yearn for different time, man. I almost want to make it like a PC Engine style game. We'll see. I have a floppy disk reader, so maybe I'll write a game that fits on a floppy disk. How much? It's like what, 512. I mean, I have to choose the size, right? Disk. Yeah, which size do I want to use? Yeah, I probably want to do. Let's check the 3.5 inch. Come on. I want to see how much memory it has. What's going on, Strophim? I'm doing good, man. I woke up early today. It's a rarity for me. It's a rarity. Dedicated wham. Okay, come on. Okay, 1.4 megabytes. We can make a game within that. I could totally make a game that fits within that size. You have to do some like crazy optimization. Like right now, I'm doing a lot of inefficient things. You'd want to have a thing that recycles parts of sprites, so you only store like the parts that are actually distinct. Because a lot of sprites and frames have parts that are the same. So you can write something that like optimizes that and creates like an atlas and look up for the different sprite fragments, and then allows it to be assembled correctly on play. Making an auto clicker one was see the other Python file was 7 minutes long. The C video was an hour long. Be worth doing it in C. I mean, it's still worth doing it in C. You're writing, like, you're doing offloading in different ways, right? But if you actually like use C and have like your own libraries and stuff, or your own like utility classes and stuff like that, you know, it doesn't take that. It's not that bad. Got rejected from the studio that loved me after the final interview. Just got rejected from the Boston Museum of Science because I am too good. That's stupid. Got a door soon so I don't get evicted. I'm sorry to hear that, Strophin. Thanks for popping in, though, man. I'm sorry to hear about that, man, but you know what? If those doors close, they close for a reason, man. That's so stupid. You get rejected because you're too good. That's stupid. That's dumb. Like, you only hear that from, like, a retail job or something. I don't know what's the deal. Set initial state. Yeah, how are we going to deal with that star thing? I think I might just do we're going to do the 5-star thing and... Can't type good. Does our buddy thing have that? Max upgrade? No, we're gonna do 5. We can do, no, 5. Buddy int and like star side. Okay, cool. My bid was 140. They said they were capped at 105, and I should be asking for 180 with my portfolio. I'm making $80 a day picking up Wendy's for people. Wait, so you bid high? They told you they're capped there? Did you tell, like, were you willing? Well, first of all, is this like $140,000 a year, like a year? Like, is it salaried? Like, what is this number, this figure? Yeah, 140K salary. Honestly, dude, like, I would have, yeah. I mean, was there an option? Like, could you be like, yo, it's fine, I'll take the capped 105? Or is it like, nah, they saw that you wanted too much, and they're like, GG's, nope. I guess it depends on the area, too. Okay, we have max upgrade. Try equipping buddy, increment upgrade. Value 0, it's C++ increment upgrade, okay. Well, I argue with him. They initially said they went with a better fit. Whatever, then I pushed back and asked how I could improve my portfolio to be better aligned. GG's. Then strict numbers in this economy, yeah. Yeah, usually like that kind of conversation of salary negotiation, like, I would do that if, you know, you already have a position and stuff, right? But, you know, in that spot, I remember even for this job, I was like, you know what? I'm not in a great spot right now, so I'll take your first, final, and best offer. And we'll just live with it. Max upgrade. They don't have upgrades that exceed the bounds of this. How are you going to start coding manually in this era of AI? Looking at you makes me want to. You should just do it, man. That's how you actually get good. Yeah, AI just makes you, it's gonna erode your skill sets. Or if you don't have like a foundation, then like, you know, you're not gonna be able to build a solid foundation using it. Okay, so we get this, we do the try increment. And we should probably also get the cost for upgrading as well. In fact, we should probably do a can upgrade. It's essentially just going to be this. Yep. UI C and C++. Yeah, C, I love C. I'm a C guy. C++ is kind of cool, but you know, it's also kind of gnarly, the possibilities. But yeah, just gotta sit down and grind. Which also, Cozy, I don't know if I told you, but I'm gonna try to write a novel which would be around 50,000 words. Don't know how it will turn out, but I find the process less stressful than game making. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool, dude. Dude, honestly, like, I think we've had this, I've talked about it before, but some people, like, think they want to do games, but in actuality, they want to do, like, specific part components of games. Like for writing, I've seen this before, too, where it's like, hey, someone I knew spent all this time trying to learn games because they played games that had really great stories and they want to be part of that, and then it turns out what they actually enjoyed is actually the story part and not actually the other components of game making. And that's totally fine, dude. And it's like it's true for other components of it too, right? Making games is hard and tedious, dude. And some people enjoy it. Some people enjoy certain parts, and some people don't enjoy it at all. That's why, like, I always say, like, go to a game jam, because that's gonna be like your actual experience with like making games, and if you like it, you'll figure it out there, and if you don't like it, you'll also figure it out there. I had a friend who, like, I pushed to go to a game jam, and after he went to it, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna switch from the GameDev program, and I don't think making games is actually for me. Like, I had an idea of what making a game would be like, but actually, nah. What are we gonna do here? Get level. Okay, we have to open up Desmos. I need to make some kind of function for how we're going to scale this. I don't think it's going to be a linear function. It's going to be a quadratic function for sure. But we need to figure out like a reasonable range for this quadratic. So we're going to do like x squared. And we're doing a 5-star thing, so I don't know. It's gonna be, I want to get the solution for this, so I think what I'm gonna do actually instead is I'm gonna have like the just a value, and it's gonna be from, I don't know, yeah, it's a slider, whatever. Then we're gonna do equals squared a x squared. So you can see how things change. And then I'm just gonna do a simple solution of like A times 1 squared. Just so I can see how the lower bound and the upper bound are gonna scale in price. And then 5. So this is 1 star, this is 5 star, and we see how the price is gonna accelerate. So the first cost would be like 100, and the next one would be, the last upgrade cost would be like 2,500. We can pump these numbers up. Let's go crazy, dude. Let's make it like 100, 250,000. Okay, no, that's kind of unreasonable. 30. That's 22,000 is not that bad. I think you could totally work towards that to 5-star it. With many layers. That's why game credits take like 5 minutes of names. Yeah, it's true. And this year you're developing the skill to do like Amish barn raising. What's going on? People understand what professional game development is like. The way I compare it is to enterprise software is like at Microsoft you're building a skyscraper. In a studio you're developing the skill to do like Amish and barn raising. Game developers hone their skills for rapid development, intuition building, and velocity triage. Enterprise developers are much more idealistic in their dev philosophy. That's true. Because games are usually on a finite shipping schedule with tight deadlines, enterprise is all about maintaining the longevity of a piece of software. Yeah, it's very true. Very true, very true. Okay, we'll just do this. I think this is a reasonable function for getting price. So we return state. It reminds me of like the Homer Simpson game where you see the comments of the developers there, and it's like if you're writing enterprise software, there's like so many things that exist, especially if you work in like a regulated field. There's so many checks you have to deal with to ensure that like your software is at a specific level of robustness and all that kind of stuff. And you know, you can afford to have long delays and whatnot to ensure product quality and robustness and all this stuff, but games are different. Games are different. Yeah, I think that skyscraper and that barn metaphor makes a lot of sense, actually, the more I kind of think about it. I guess this doesn't matter. This is commutative. And it's expecting an integer, so we have to do a cast to an int. So really I don't need these inner parentheses. Multiplication is commutative. So we can just do this. And we're happy, very happy. I even started to bring my laptop to work with me so I can try squeezing out as much as I can in 30 minutes, which might just be 20 minutes of thinking and only 100 words, but it's something. Yeah, it's something, dude. I'm kind of careful about that. I don't want to have, I try to keep work and my personal stuff very separate for a number of different reasons. But still, sometimes it's nice to just scribble on a scratch pad during lunch or something. There's a lot of inherent anxiety to building a game dev skill set because you have to develop intuition for things, and intuition comes from bad, yeah. I mean, that's how you learn is from mistakes. I mean, not always. Sometimes you could just do the right thing or learn about doing things the right way and just do it, but mistakes are the ones that you stick with, that you for sure are never going to forget. Does this have like a dependency to... No, it doesn't. I built this whole thing for a reason. And post build, I think is what I'm going to implement. Yeah. Nope. There we go. Term I coined that I'm trying so hard to get to stick: lizard brain architecture. Okay. Like a veteran game dev, I've noticed this with a lot of senior buddies. Tell you that it needs to be designed XYZ way because it's brittle or scary or gross, and we have to like reverse engineer our feelings to actually architect the why. Because it's like, oh, last cycle I tried to do a similar system and I failed when we refactored it to do this thing. I'm not sure if I'm following. Okay, let me read this better. Like a veteran game dev, I've noticed this with all of my senior buddies. We can look at code and tell you that it needs to be designed XYZ way because it's brittle or scary or gross. Okay. So you have this verdict already like intuitively inbuilt into you, and then you have to work backwards as to why you feel that way. That's what I'm understanding, and that's like just a base intuition about how you architect stuff. Is that what I'm understanding? Yeah, like it's structuring code in a way that maximizes refactorability, essentially. I don't think... Because there's diminishing returns in refactorability as well, right? It seems like you're describing as much more like intuition into like to what degree to refactor something, or what level of scrutiny do things have. If that makes sense. Or I guess like, you know, it's weird because refactorability has different, because some people are like, they think refactorability is like, oh, we're gonna like OOP the crap out of this dude and like make everything super customizable and everything, and it just becomes this huge cognitive pain to deal with. There's that, but that some people think that's like peak refactorability. And then there's others who are like, no, actually simplicity is the best, because then it's super, if it's super simple, then it's super simple to like modify it if the needs change or if new constraints get added. You can upgrade. I don't know, this feels kind of like in the vein of just wisdom in general, right? I feel like I could just... There's all these functions have accrued here, because I was thinking I'm going to do things separately, but I'm thinking maybe I just need to have a simple function that's going to be just try purchase upgrade. I guess for UI states, I may want to just block them from trying to do the upgrade. So I still want to be able to have an ability to calculate the upgrade price. One second, my dad's calling me. 1 second. Dad. Bye-bye. My bad. Feedback. Whoops. I accidentally called Dad by accident. Alright. Just a little chat with my dad. And adding some... So I think we upgraded this logic. I'm not sure. I was talking on the phone, so wasn't paying attention the best, but tech supplies are us. Yo, at work right now. Got you on the mute, but just wanted to let you know I'm here and support. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it, tech supplies. Also, Shash Vidan, if you're still here, hello. I saw you. Yeah, essentially, maybe I'm just grossed out with using the term wisdom on myself. I mean, that's the goal, right? Everyone should be accruing wisdom if you're doing this stuff for long enough. But I guess you could call it whatever, right? The lizard brain thing. I don't know. But yeah, it's odd. Like, it's the whole economist thing too, right? There's so many different factors you take into account when you're developing things. Try purchase upgrade. Okay. So we're gonna need something else as well here. I'm gonna need to have like a either it's gonna be part of it's gonna be part of this. Maybe I should, because there's a couple of different UI they're gonna have display the current balance in some form or fashion. So maybe instead of doing that, maybe the game should just have a part of the UI that just contains some basic general stats about you, like current ship amounts and whatnot. Like, maybe I shouldn't even we shouldn't have to worry about displaying current balance in any of the UIs. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, on select. I don't know how this happened. We're gonna do description. Dot, what is it? Get upgrade price. B dot, or just B. What, to string, is that what's required here? Oh no. Are you returning a Boolean? Okay, you're just int. Yeah, to string. That's fine. And the bot right. Yeah. That's yep. Gotta have that. Most people don't notice it. I think you're the first person who's ever pointed it out. Yeah, it's a nice thing. Normal mode, this, insertion mode. Pretty handy stuff. A nice asset store thingy. Asset store, for what? Like Unity asset store? At my last job, I had this whole UI overhaul I needed to try to recreate. I had a whole dispatch system with a modal stack, state sync with enter, begin, end, exit, begin, end. Oh my goodness. Oh, so you're saying that thing you're describing would be a nice asset store thing. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Oh man. Yeah, I like how most programs, I don't know. UI is a pain. It's always a kind of a slog. I think I haven't met a programmer who's been like, yeah, dude, I absolutely love UI programming, baby. Yeah, man, let me get into that UI. Dude, get this gameplay code out of here. Get this shader code, graphics code out of here. I just want to do UI. I don't think that's I don't know. I have not met that person, but maybe there's people who've done that. I guess people who've written those like those frameworks and whatnot. So we need to have more things here if we're going to do this. So we have to have another Text Mesh Pro until I decide to replace it with my own text rendering system, but for now this is fine. I need to make mine more easy to use. Like it exists, but I just avoid using it because it's always kind of the setup process is a pain. I need to make it not a pain. Okay, here we go. Just took 3 business days to get that going. A little description right there, and then we have to do the star stuff. Actually, we have to do cost, and that will be like down here. I want to move them up here. Move the action buttons down here. This is fine. And what else are we doing? We have to do star stuff too to indicate like the current buddy quality. I guess. Let's create a new transform for that. And that'll be next to probably name. I'll probably place it next to name. We can use like a vertical layout group for that. Nizgab. And generate global bindings. Or just say input bus that player attack to on player attack. Huh, interesting. I'd have to check that out, man. I already had a stars parent. I should just use that. Okay, let's do. I guess make a sprite for stars. Nothing crazy. 32 by 32 probably. Nothing crazy. Bam. Bam. Actually keep this going all the way up. Bam. 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 Okay. Now let's get the shape. I want it to be rounded, not sharp. every time I do this kind of star though, I always think about Patrick from the SpongeBob movie doing like that at the very end when he's wearing like the what's it, the fishnets. I just thought that was goofy as a kid, and now it's like ingrained in my brain. Tragic. Okay. Alright, that seems more friendly. And then let's do like a little yellow. Push it down a little bit. We're gonna have a source of light. Maybe it's gonna be beveled a little bit. We have the source of light coming from the top right. In fact, I should probably just make this symmetrical for like the beveled edges, for where light's gonna be hitting things. Okay, cool. Alright, now let's start dealing with lighting in a more robust manner. So we're gonna do a bit of hard edges here. I always like shading. Shading is always fun to do. It's very relaxing. Santa now, I don't know if my last is sent, so... No, I got it. Tech supplies. I appreciate it, man. What is the function of the comma in C#? The comma? I mean, you can... A comma you can use for multiple things. Like for inputs for functions, or... I don't know. You can specify it for... Is that really it? I feel like there's gotta be something else beyond that. I don't know. Generics for specifying stuff. That's a very... I never thought of the comma or the comma itself being like a specific operation in of itself. Yeah, terms on like to specify it for tuple types or something. I don't know. You get, when you're doing struct initialization, that's also a thing. You use commas instead of semicolons for initializing the fields. That's a thing too. What else? Oh. That's a lot of... What's going on? Why did I just hear like nested pings, but I'm not seeing anything in the server? Whatever. Is it a blessing or a curse to have Patrick like that in your head? The answer is yes. Yeah, it's both. It's actually both. I don't know, we're gonna make this an oddly detailed render. Because why not? I have the power to do it. Why not do that? I might want to hue shift this a little bit more. I literally have not thought of this SpongeBob movie in such a long time until that right now. It's amazing how that affects things, right? Yeah, it's starting to look like a star. Starting to look quite a bit like a golden star. I'm happy with that so far. And then maybe a little bit of AA here. Can't go wrong with that. I can keep doing this all day. I'm not sure if that's responsible for me to do it all day, but I can just keep shading. Shading is fun, dude. I love shading. Shading is life, man. Look at that. Look at that. Does that not feel like you've achieved something in life? That kind of shading. Maybe have a bevel here. And have some light glinting off like that. Maybe even have like a little bit. Oh yeah. That looks nice. To be used in the game. Yeah, I am making assets to be used in the game. I like making all my assets for the games. Usually just do pick my pixel art flat and then make a janky normal map and light it in engine. Nah. No. We do that only in particular cases. I like rendering it here and then also have in-engine lighting. Okay, what do we have here? If I want that. This is going to be unlit though. About the book of shaders. I mean, there's like, I don't know, there's probably, I've seen a bunch of different shader courses and or books and references. But I don't know, I can't think of the definitive one. Why is it? Is there some a particular one that you like a lot? Book of Shaders. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. I prefer just writing my own shaders. I mean, it's probably, I imagine it's a good reference and stuff like that. Or maybe it's an Uber shader or something, but I don't know. I always prefer just enjoying, like, writing my own stuff. Where are we saving this to? But I imagine you've been using it. Digging the color choices for the star. Digging the color choices for the star. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it, man. Best courses for learning Unity? I've never used courses for learning Unity. I think the best teacher's just trying to do it. I mean, there's good resources online. I imagine Bracky's had some good stuff. I know people love him. I don't know, man. Where am I saving this to? UI, no, we're going to home. We're going to buddy view. Yeah, buddy view, we're gonna call this T_stars. Oops, should be PNG. Darn you. Yo, that's the best book. There's motion, known fractals. I mean, that's cool, dude. If there's something I want to learn, I'd rather just look at a paper. Like, I don't know, it's cool to actually read through a paper and figure out how to implement it yourself. It's one thing if like someone gives you the solutions for stuff. I'm not knocking it. Like, that's totally fine. I'm saying like for me personally, I like going through that journey of like, okay, what is what is the theory of this first, and then how does this translate to actual practicality? Like the other day, I was like looking at some papers for writing simulation for like fluids, because that's something I want to do eventually at some point. But like there's like you go through this kind of thing where you start learning like about the literature in general. So there's like general papers that are meant to just highlight, hey, here's the different types of like simulation that have been documented in this space, and the different types of strategies people have done, and they just give you kind of a survey of it, and then like you can look at like, all right, what are the different types of approaches, and what's one that I might want to do, right? So like there's like ocean modeling for, let me put on PDFs. Yeah, introduction to modeling. I don't think this is the same one. And it's cool because then you start building like a network of like, oh, here's a body of different papers or different like things that exist in this space. And even if you're implementing something that's been done before, your implementation is always going to be a bit different, right? I mean, depending on how well rigorously defined it is. Sometimes you're actually implementing the thing straight up, and it's just the difference is just like the values you're passing in. But yeah, it's really cool. I like it's cool to do that. It forces you to think about things a little bit differently as well, and I think there's value in doing that because there's sometimes things that don't exist in an easily digestible format. And you have to dive deep, and if you practice dealing with that, then it becomes significantly easier to read that literature, right? I'm using Godot. Well, for shaders stuff, like I'm using HLSL here. For other projects, it might vary. Like most of the stuff I've done have been like OpenGL and GeoSL, but I don't know. I think I might start branching out. Then what I do, okay, that's a pixel art, yeah. Okay, so we have this. I have my sprite. Let's start just adding raw images in here and yeah, I don't think of that's a specific paper I was looking at. I have it saved somewhere else on my phone. Usually I'm doing this reading there. Sometimes I'm doing like stuff that's not even for games. I'm into like astronomy, or at least I'm a casual enjoyer of astronomy. So sometimes I look at stuff for that. So like there's like a proposed like you guys are well aware of black holes, and that's a very popular thing. But there's properties of black holes that are kind of troubling to people, or like that just kind of create problems. So there's a thing that was proposed around in 2001 called a gravistar. I think there's like a simple paper from like a Greek university that talks a bit about it. Turn it on. Yeah, is that there's one with the Montola or something like that. Yeah, there's this one. Yeah, check. Do your thing. Are you kidding me? Slide, okay. Are you kidding me? ResearchGate, let me have access to the dang paper, man. I think this is the Greek one. But then like you start stumbling upon other things, right? Because then like, yeah, there's gravistars, but then a more modern piece of paper is like talking about like, oh yeah, there's actually a possibility of nested gravistars. Dude, let me read the dang paper. Let me zoom in. All right, fine. Thank you. Who is it? Which one is it? Is it the Greek one? No. Or was it abstract? I think this is actually the original. Yeah, Motorola model Gravistar. What was this? What year is this from? But it's cool, and it's like, hey, some of the math isn't actually that crazy. But yeah, so you hear about Gravistars and how it's like, all right, no, instead of black holes and an event horizon, you're going to be dealing with like, a de Sitter region, and that's going to have positive pressure, and then you have this external shell that's infinitesimally small that's going to have like, or the inside is it's going to have the shell's going to have negative pressure and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, well, if it's its own vacuum space, it's like equilibrium. You can actually nest an arbitrary number of shells within there, or an arbitrary number of Gravistars in there. I mean, it's cool because you start like everything's hyperlinked, right? Like everything is citing some other source, so you can just start going down rabbit holes of like definitions and other bodies of work and see like how they built off of it. So like there's some that are talking specifically about like just the shell itself, and there's others that are like extending it. I mean, the whole nest star idea is like built off of the initial Gravistar paper. It's cool though. It's cool, and it just gives you different ideas, man. And like for any discipline, there's like a whole body of literature like that. There's a whole body of that literature for computer rendering and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty rad. It's pretty rad. All right. I was doing something, wasn't I? Right. We have our stars here. A different kind of star, right? So we're going to add a horizontal layout group. Duplicate this bad boy a couple times until we have 5. That looks correct to me. Also, we didn't assign the texture, so let's just do that. Cool. Now we got our stars. We're going to change them to be 32 by 32. Smaller, but that's okay. Maybe I'll change this to also be like a vertical layout group or something. So everything can be arranged in a particular order. Yup. And now actions and upgrades should be down here. And I might even try to nest them a little bit differently, but for right now this is fine, I guess. So there's no leeway in any axes. That's kind of annoying. I think I need to put them in like in a container instead. And you're going to be remove the layout group. You end up with this crazy amount of nesting. There you go, and then now I can move the parent independently so I can have things sized the way I want them to be. Perfect, and name is going to be up here. Cool. Yeah, this is the place we're at now. The start of the game is always fun because you're always implementing cool stuff, gnarly stuff, but now we're at the tail end of just implementing all the little things. I mean, I guess it's technically not little, but some more trivial things. Yep, you're going gonna be sleep. Maybe that might be all I do. I don't think I might actually make a animation for each state, like of them waking up and then going to sleep. One second, let me move my printer out of the way. Nope, wrong one. Dude, really? Oh, I guess because I didn't, the sprite is still using a, yeah, you have to be significantly large, like 128 by 128 at least. If you're 32 by 32, yeah, that'll be correct. That should be a reasonable amount of resolution for you. And then the sprite render, I need to update the sprite render to not require a sprite binder on startup, but for right now, this is just how it's going to be. Lucas, I'm using Sprite for pixel art, and I'm using Blender for the 3D. And then like FL Studio for the music, which you cannot hear right now because I have it turned off. Hey, look, he's sleeping. Maybe I'll actually animate this. I don't know. Maybe I will animate this. Also, we do this initialization first. Yeah, that's a whole thing. Yeah, hopefully it helps out. I like Sprite a lot. It's been a friend for a long time in my life. Do we use sign buttons at any given point? I guess we just do that. I don't know if I like doing it this way. Let me check where that entry is coming from specifically. Oh, it's just because there's not the, yeah. Nah, I still haven't figured out Super Fusion. I'm probably gonna develop the entire game. I'm probably gonna make the entire game before I choose a name. Do you create the animations where you create the assets or in Unity? I create the animations in Sprite, and then I chuck it into Unity. And then, yeah. And I create the 3D models here in Blender, and then I throw them into Unity. Okay, I think I just need to add the rest of the buddies. I need to make hard decisions about what features we're going to have. So far this works though. I'm going to delete this. Duplicate. So you're going to be over here. You're going to be initialized however you're going to be initialized. Maybe I'll just do the awake animation for when they're selected. We also have to have a thing that indicates which one is selected. on startup. I can either reparent them, have like one that I just reparent, some kind of sprite that indicates like, hey, this one. Maybe I'll just do that. Just do a hand pointing. That'll be fine. I'll read this way. I'm gonna do the hand point. Yeah, that seems fine to me. A Final Fantasy style hand. It's like a white glove. Reasonable to me. I like the pointing fingers. We need more of those. We can't let the hamburger helper be the only kind of glove we see in life. I want to make this feel more distinct from the other fingers. Flip test. I think it reads like a thumb. I could always do the Mickey Mouse style like thing there too. Alright, and I'm going to do some shading. So the shadow's going to be predominantly here. Okay, cool. Another shade. Darker. I might move this over one. And move this in one as well. This feels a little too blocky for me, so I'm going to try to I might expand this finger out to 1 pixel. Something like that. Connect that shadow group. Like so. Doing all this, kind of. Not really a supercomputer, it's kind of old, but it works. You don't need a supercomputer to do this stuff. I think Unity can run on pretty much most machines. It's not too much of a performance hog. Okay, that works for me so far. Not bad. A little bit more aliasing or anti-aliasing, and we'll see. We'll see how that looks in game. But I think it should be fine. I'm not going to be too picky about making this absolutely perfect. I think this is decent enough. And the question is, do I have like the finger on every single one of these objects, or do I just reparent it and like do some kind of offset over it? I kind of want to just do that. Buddy view. Create. I guess create quad. Rotate it around like this. Like so. Bring it close. We're going to grab our little new asset. Drag and drop on there. We're going to make this be unlit. I wish there's like just texture cutout, but you have to do like unlit transparent cutout, which is dumb. It's dumb that they make me have to do that. It's also don't need a mesh collider. Now I'm being penalized for not doing it correctly the first time. There we go, and let's make it less pixely or less blurry. Cool. $1992 laptop can run it. What, Unity? Probably not. That's for sure. Unity emerged in an era where memory was getting cheaper and cheaper. Actually, I don't know when Unity was created. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, we got this. Oh, we probably have to pass in. I didn't pass in any of these stuff. So name should go there. And description should go here. And cost should go here. And the stars, we need to align them. Let's align our stars, guys. It's so simple, we just align the stars. Honestly, I should have probably just done this programmatically. But whatever, we're here already. We're here already. It's fine. Alright, got this going. One other thing we need to add is our pointer now. What it's worth. I still have a ThinkPad 700 around here. Yeah, it'd be kind of fun to try out, actually. I should go to a Vintage Fest and try to find a ThinkPad. I know those things are like the mascot of Linux users. I just gotta find a nice cheapo machine just to be a server for me locally in this house. I think that would be a load of fun. A whole boatload of fun, actually. Alright. Now this should actually have the missing transform for the finger, and now we can just toss that bad boy over here, and you're recalled Fingy. Cool. And I'm thinking on select oh, it's called pointer, my bad. Transform dot position equals, it's going to equal the what? It's going to equal I guess r dot world. No, not the renderer, but the v. Plus vector 3 up times, I don't know, 0.5 maybe. Okay, cool, that should be enough. $16-bit assembly was so easy then? What made 16-bit assembly so easy? Out of curiosity. Okay, cool. Let's see if this works in any shape or form. Let's see if it works at least with one of the buddies here. Yeah, no. No. You're not working. It is not working. It breaketh my heart. So onslaught is not being emitted, which means none of this is happening. Or maybe it is being emitted, it's just we're hitting an NRE before any of that stuff happens. Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, always easier with less bits. Is that the fact? Is that it? I'm gonna do this one instead. I like the sounds of this one more. Oh man. Okay, let me get comfortable. Key find not found. I'm assuming I just need to do better. Okay, let's do this. Let's say, oh, because assuming the time stop is, yeah. right now we have, where's the enum for eBuddy type? I guess it's here. Let me change the order of these. So I'm gonna make invulnerable 0, time stop is 1. Actually no, I'm gonna make drill 0 and time stop 1 or 2. And I'm gonna change this buddy count to be like 1. So that should deal with the out of range exceptions and all that. And now I'm curious to see if we're still going to get UI errors, because those are going to be much more legitimate errors then. Let's see here. Come on. Okay. No, that's a garage. Key not found exception. Okay. That's a legitimate error then. Instance of what are you talking about? It's happening in here. Okay. Enemy material. Within what? Selected sprite. Yeah, for right now, let me just change this to instead. There's also a key not found exception here. Okay, upgrade price. What are we gonna do? I think we can, because this now this has to have like error handling. So I can do the try structure where we return a bool instead and then out the int, or we can do a some negative value for like invalid upgrade price. Ideally, you should not. I guess like this might have to report it, so I'll just do the negative return. Negative value return, since it's supposed to be a positive scalar. So I'll do buddy dot so does not contain. There's two places where this is used. I guess it wants me to use a try get value thing, yeah. Okay, and then we have to catch this now. Buddy system uses it as well as view uses it. Try purchase isn't being used anywhere yet, so we need to deal with that. But this is assumed. Quick price. Or rather, instead of error, because if the buddy isn't locked yet, that's the only reason they wouldn't exist. We would want to say that it would be, yeah, this scenario shouldn't happen. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna have college and work at the same time. No idea how that's gonna be. It's gonna suck. Yeah, it's gonna suck, Chaco. Yeah, what you said. It's just what it is, man. You'll live, I guess. I'm not sure how much. I know for me when I was working and studying that it was like I had like no time to do programming or anything. But Oh, different course loads too and stuff, I guess. Okay, just at least catch it. Yeah, none of these guys are unlocked, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Chemistry and physics, that sounds like fun. Yeah, physics, that was like especially the second physics. I spent most time with like my study group late in the library. It was good times, honestly. Hey, look at that. Look at that. I should probably have this stuff be hidden. But look at that. Alright, let's keep squashing exceptions. I'm guessing because the second one doesn't have I don't know why we're even iterating to the second one though. That's the weird thing. Yeah, that should for sure be set, so. And we're iterating on buttons.length. No, we don't want to do that. I guess we technically. Actually, we technically do. But. Yeah, we're going to use like. Buddy count instead. I'm going to have that be the authoritative truth here. Let's see if that clears up these exceptions, and then we'll deal with handling the cost state. But yeah, if the buddy's not unlocked, then I guess there's a few that should be, like, we're gonna have one, that's for sure, that the player's just gonna have. Okay, now what's going on here? Same deal. Object not set reference not set. What? What are you talking about, Will? This is set. This is for sure not. Yeah, buddies. Render should not be null. So let's do this. In fact, maybe I should do this on this assertion over here for these slices when we assign visuals and sprites. Let's just see though. Let's see what the error case is. And yeah, let's just see. Buddies. So I'll just hover. Interesting. And it's just NRE still. It's not even. Yeah, so this is null for some reason. Even though we've assigned it. Yeah, you have a sprite assigned here. Okay. Oh, first of all, you're gonna be drill now. That's probably why it's accessing the wrong one. Okay. So you're gonna have that. You're gonna have. I guess that's it. That was the issue. So I'm guessing now things should be good. Now that we've assigned it to the correct drill on it and it's locked. No. We'll figure out locking later. Chemistry and physics is a fun combo. Sheesh. So many, just on hover, dude. How is this null? It's assigned. And you don't even specify the type. This should hopefully clarify stuff. Ah, come on, we have to recompile it, don't we? Okay. Okay, let's see what errors we're getting now. Time stop. There we go, that's the issue, is time stop. To have it assigned incorrect value? I think so, dude. Yeah. Can I be part of it? Yep, okay. Okay, I think we should be good now. What's going on, Liam? Happy I caught you live. Love your content. Thank you, man. Don't have a lot of time lately, so I won't be staying, but just wanted to pop in and say hi. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate you popping in. I thank you for the nice comments, and hope to see you again, man. And we'll keep working on making some more educational type content. Buddy view. I don't know. I do some dev stuff too. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, now we have this going on here, on enter and on exit, and this is also being because these sprites aren't. Yeah. I haven't added these sprites. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that actually. I may very well just keep it the way it was, where it's just the idle sprite. Unmouse enter. And mouse exit. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with that. Maybe I might just have it do nothing, in all honesty. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe have the sprite light up or something? Nah. I'll do something else to indicate that these guys are selectable. I'm guessing this should be it though. Come on, compile. I know you want to. Yeah, Linux for some reason, dude. Unity on Linux. I wish Unity made Unity on Linux better. Hey. Okay, we got one error, but that's not. It's less now. And where is this happening at? It's happening in Buddy View here. Yeah, because we're not doing selected. That's another thing. Yeah, we'll think about if we're gonna change the sprite state based off of those conditions. But for right now, I don't have those assets, and I'm not even convinced I actually want to do that. So we'll just comment it out for now. We have to do a thing too where it's like if these are not unlocked, then we don't even display them. Hey, look at that. Nice. Nice. Starting to feel like a game, dude. I need to make this bigger. Probably have a zoom in more or something. Or maybe have it against like the back wall. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have it like displayed somewhere. This UI. Okay. So far so good though, dude. Now we have to actually select the actions, but I think I need to add the rest of the buddies into the game. We have the yeah, I have to do some. Now we're gonna be like turning more into pixel art, dude, as time progresses. In order to like, games require assets, man. I love programming, but once I get to the point where I actually have to do actual assets and turn these sketches into actual characters. Okay, I'm gonna copy this image. Copy the sketch. We have a new one here. I'm gonna paste it. Nope. Come on. What fits here? Okay. I want them to roughly fit within a 32 by 32 sprite. Because I think that's what I do for the other characters, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is like a 32 by 32 sprite. Let me check something. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to squeeze this in here then. And it'll be fine. I think that works good. Okay. New layer. Make that small. Make it transparent. I'm gonna figure out how to sprite this guy. so he fits comfortably within this resolution. I'm gonna have to consult. In fact, I'm gonna do this. Paste it here, so I have the sprite, the HD version to reference. And then we can just do our changes. Yeah, spriting ain't crazy, man. We're gonna make him be eating from a bowl. It's gonna be a hungry rabbit. I like rabbits. Sometimes I feel like a rabbit. Okay. Yep. Cool. Alright, and then we're going to have the plus sign. And I think that should fit well within our resolution. Cool. I need to make this feel more angled, but we can achieve that effect by, like, AA. So I think it'd be fine. I may want to make him a tad bit bigger, though. So I'm going to mess up my line work a little bit. But I'd rather deal with that now than after we've colored and shaded him. You feel me? You feel? Okay. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. That feels a little bit better. The rotating tail sprite. What are you talking about? Are you talking about like this one? Yeah, that's fine though. This is a 64 by 64 bit or pixel canvas. The in-game like him just sitting down like this is gonna be a 32 by 32 sprite, but the actual in-game sprites are gonna be at a 64 by 64 resolution. I just want to make sure this is consistent because we're gonna have a quad. The garage scene has a quad that's sized for this resolution. That's why I'm trying to force this guy to be here. But the actual in-game animations are going to be within a 64 by 64, a quad that's sized for that resolution. So it'll be fine. But I have to be very picky about this one because I don't want to have different quad sizes in the garage scene. Because that's going to be annoying. I don't want to deal with that. But good catch though. Good consideration. Good consideration. You get a point. This will be included on the exam, and we will be factoring this in your performance review for Cozy Cabin Games. This will be factored in your interview. It may, positive or negative, who knows? You'll find out then. Imagine interviewing someone for a job and you just say, oh yeah, like after they do something, you say, all right, I'm going to consider this in your review score. Positive or negative? Oh, don't worry about it. That's for me to know, for you to find out. I just want to let you know that this has, what you just did right now affected the interview. It's affected your interview. It's affected how we think of you. And we're not going to tell you if it's good or bad. It's just going to be, it's just what it is. Maybe an extra color. Which direction? I don't know. Probably more towards cool or something. My feelings towards you as a person and a potential candidate for this company, irreversibly impacted. Just drop that mid-interview and just keep conducting it like normal. So, how's your experience at this company? Discretionary bonus included? Yeah. Your bonus is actually going to be this. We had money for your bonus, but then we invested it in Dogecoin. So your bonus is going to be dictated on whenever you complete the project. Whenever you finish a project is actually no, because you have control over that. We don't want you to have control. We have your money in Dogecoin, and at the end of the year, we're going to withdraw it from there, and that's going to be your bonus. So you better hope Dogecoin went to the moon, or else that bonus might actually become a cost. You might have to pay for you might be actually getting a negative for your bonus. I don't know how I feel about these colors. Maybe I should just go white, make it neutral for the Wabbits colors. I was going for the Switch kind of look, but I don't like it. I don't like Nintendo anymore. Why do you want to emulate that? Okay, slightly pink, a little bit brighter, more desaturated. I'm sorry, you're supposed to be this one. Okay, you're in the pink realm. Desaturated, brighter, but still dark. Okay, better, but I'm not happy with it yet. 3-year vested Dogecoin options is my bonus. Yep. I love that. Gosh, man. Just give me some money so I can make a company with the most dubious of practices. Let me turn your memes into a reality. Can we just do that, guys? What's wrong? Why can't I just put my employees' retirement funds on black at the roulette table? Why can't the retirement seminar for our employees be conducted at some Indian casino? Why am I the bad guy for doing things like this? Hello, employees. We're going to talk about how to plan for your future. What do you know about poker? What do you know about Texas Hold'em? What do you know about crypto? Listen, it's not gambling, all right? You're not gambling, you're not betting. It's called a prediction market, okay? It's called a prediction market. We're not degenerate gamblers. No. We're predicting, guys. We're predicting. It's calculated, all right? And there's a math that's involved here, all right? There's strategy into putting your retirement into predicting whether or not Whether or not, whatchamacallit, I don't know, I can't think of a random bet. Whether or not, I don't know, I can't think about it. I can't think of anything. Whether or not there's gonna be a home run, right? That's a common one. That's just sound financial advice. Just bet your house on the ponies, dude. You know, fun fact, I mean, I'm not sure if it's still true, but if you invested in SpaceX, the same day SpaceX IPO'd, a person who invested in Dogecoin would have less of a loss than SpaceX, which is crazy. Anyways, so yeah, enough about my impeccable strategy for making my employees retire or allowing my employees to retire. I've spilled too much beans. Too much company secrets are out. I don't know how I feel about this. He looks so much cooler in the sketch. I guess it's the colors that are getting me. Also feels not fluffy. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like this is... Like, I think I need to have more, I don't know, texture. It's probably what I'm thinking of. That helps a little bit. Anyways. I think the colors are staying though. Is it like blue for negative and red for positive, or is it arbitrary? I don't know. Canvas size 32 by 32. Save it in magnet. Oh, you know what? I also want to have them be eating. Hey, 1 second, guys. 1 second. back. My bad. Alright, so we're getting this eating animation coming together. Nothing crazy, but I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do with the tail. I kind of have some more motion happen here. Beyond just like this. But that might be more than adequate enough for... Like, this already communicates that they're eating. It might be fine just to have a 2-frame animation. I don't know. By your A-Sprite skills, it's already looking super good, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, have a good one, dude. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it, man. Maybe I want to have, like, the ears come in a little bit more. The issue is this... Are we going to have the ears move in towards the point of symmetry or like off uniformly? I don't know. Anything is possible. Nom 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 nom. Maybe I have like one extra animation of like it coming up slowly as opposed to abruptly. So like instead of coming up, I want to have a little bit of a transition. I'm not sure how. It's gonna be 1 pixel, so you have to do the kind of sub-pixel motion. I don't think this is the key. Because that's going to be the next pixel of next frame. I can have some motion start here. Have the eye start popping up too. Yeah. Have the ears start coming up as well, why not? Yeah. Have this change a little bit. Yeah, a bunch of just pushing small individual pixels around. And like 1 offsets. Yeah, and that feels more smooth. The rest of the body feels so static though. That's the issue here I'm having. Is how do we make the... Like if the head's moving, there should be some movement in the back. And it's probably be driven by the paws kind of like widening it out as like more pressure gets pushed on them. So we're gonna have some of that. Okay, that makes sense. And then I imagine if the rabbit's eating, it's happy. I almost want to have the tail rotate. The thing is, we don't have that many frames. I'm gonna have the knee go down a little bit too. Okay, go back like this. Have this go back in. No, that's too much of a big change to the shape. Maybe have this fur kind of shimmer a little bit. Nah, it feels like that dot's moving. Maybe have the dither pattern change or shift. I don't know. We're gonna do the tail. Because it's a very non-trivial shape to try to rotate. There's gonna be a bunch of odd angles. Maybe it can like rock back and forth a little bit. So maybe it shifts down. Stop. And then this starts rotating this way. And this starts rising upwards. And it starts rotating back to where it was before. Okay. Maybe this frame it's lower down here. And then next frame it's still down here, but it's getting smaller. Or maybe even the maximum, it's like not even there visible. Yeah, and it starts, you see it start popping in. Okay. I like that. Okay. This feels less static now. Much nicer, dude. Way nicer. And just 3 frames too. Not bad at all. Okay. It's gonna be a 2x2 sprite sheet. Save it as T home. Perfect. Create a sprite binder for this. Okay, drop the sprite in there. Frame count is 3, 2 by 2. We'll do like 4, or like 5. Here, apply the sprite pixel offset. It's going to be a 60 by 64 sprite. That should be fine. And I also need to make a new magnet. We're going to generate a new ID for you. Magneto is a copyrighted name. I need a magnet rabbit pun if anyone has that. Okay, cooldown duration. I don't know. And then home idle is going to be there. You go. That's all you need. That's all a gamer needs. And they have to do the in-game animation. Let's call it spaghetti. Not much. Just finished animating this new character for the game. I'm going to throw him into dude, I love this animation. I don't know. Let's see how it looks in game. First I need to actually put him in the right slot. So I think we're going to make magnet actually 2. Oh, 1 second, my mom's calling me. Hello? Here? What? All right, we're back. Mom calling me. You know, there's there's a bunch of reasons why I stream at night. I'm not complaining, by the way. But during the day, people reach out. People contact me. I'm not used to that. Usually at night, everyone's tuckered out. Okay, what's going on? Why am I getting... I'm pretty sure I have the Discord muted. But I don't know. Something strange with your stream? I have... What's strange about it? Alright, let's see if this works how I envision it. 1 second. Is it this? Are you the one that's causing notification to pop up? I have like multiple Discord instances open. Strange. Alright, let's see if this works. This is the time of truth. Is also out of the question. Oh, that's true, Draco. I didn't even think about it, but the Energizer Rabbit wouldn't be... would not be possible, would it? That is true. I didn't even think about that, man. That sucks. Alright, let's see how this looks in game. Always amazes me. Yeah, not enough tabs, dude. Okay, that's strange. You're supposed to be set. What? Why is it... Wait a second. Where's the buddy registry? Yeah, I need to change. This whole thing is like so loopy. I get 100%, 100 plus live watching, but no one chats. That's really weird, dude, Spaghetti. It almost sounds like bots or something. Like somehow they're targeting you. That's strange, though. Yeah, this is showing the right... What's going on here with Magnet? You're number 2. You're set to Magnet. You have this, yeah. So why? Why is this not playing the correct thing? On iteration. Visual sprites. Do you have access to Buddy here at all? I don't know. Either way, like... Set sprite. What's going on here? What's going on here? I need to have access to the correct body. Do I not expose this anywhere? You definitely have a thing for like getting... Oh, it's a static thing, that's why. Okay, I'm hoping this is enough to fix stuff. If not, it's gonna be kind of odd. How good our stream? Cozy got head to work. Hey man, thanks for popping in, Draco. You have a going, dude. I'll catch you on the flip side. Dude, why is this so laggy? Is it just from the number of, Hey, there we go. Now he's popping in, our little pal, our little friend. I need to put some more lights so they, like, look more visible, but... He's there. He's eating stuff. He's snacking away. Heck yeah. Yeah, this is like a little too high. I need to change that. But hey, let's go, dude. Let's go, man. I'm happy with that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm probably going to call stream here. I might do another stream tonight. I don't know, we'll see. But, yeah, dude. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you have a good one. And until next time, God bless and stay cozy. Bye-bye.